Welcome. It's Cancer, I believe. It's your monthly horoscope for July 2014. I'm just having a bit of a chuckle here because it's been a rather difficult transit day for your astrologer. As I said in the introduction, astrologers have horoscopes as well. But look, some interesting stuff going on in your 12th house of spirituality on the 1st, the 7th, the 11th, the 13th. Did you like the way I jumped through half the month there? No, just joking. It's significant because Mercury in your 12th house of spirituality moves forward. You know, Mercury in the 12th indicates you could have had some problems determining the type of path you want to pursue spiritually, intellectually. And it's interesting because Mercury is an intellectual planet, whereas spirituality is somewhat a transcendent activity. It goes beyond the mind. But it's nice to know that on the 1st of July, when Mercury moves forward, you could get some insights, that long-awaited insights that you've been waiting for in that sense. And because the sun in your sun sign just now is in a very, very hard aspect to transformative Pluto, then I see you really pushing hard to make some radical changes in that area of your life. We see the favourable aspects on the 7th from Venus, on the 11th, and the spiritual changes I'm seeing here are going to have an impact, not just on your inner life, but on your professional life. How's that possible, you ask? I'm constantly annoyed and amused at the same time by, that scenario where you drive past the church on a Sunday and you see a cluster of people standing outside the doorway looking at their watches. That's supposed to be spirituality, right? No. Precisely what I'm saying. How does this impact upon you? It impacts upon you by transposing some of these inner understandings that are going to come to you into your professional life, into your practical day-to-day life. And I think that's exactly where the spiritual expression of life should occur, not in a church or a temple or a mosque somewhere. So I see this as a very, very important breakthrough. And that comes just before the very, very important transit, which happens only once every 12 years for you, of Jupiter moving to your finance sector on the 16th. Now this is a 12-month or so transit, which indicates to me a very, very focused attention on your financial affairs, how to increase your base of income, your wealth. But let's make no mistake about it, this second sector of your horoscope, this space of the heavens, has a lot more to do with value as such rather than money. So extending what I said earlier about the spirituality, we see this spilling over into this part of your life too, where some big decisions may need to be made about what it is you value. This could indeed indicate some need to sacrifice or let go of some things that you'd held sacrosanct before. Of course, for something successful to take place, for you to achieve something big, it's often the case that you need to sacrifice something just as big. And the bigger the success, the bigger the sacrifice. So keep that in mind, Cancer. All good things come to those that wait. We see Venus moving into your sun sign on the 19th. That's excellent. Mercury in a fine aspect to Neptune on the same day. Your personal esteem will be peaking at this time. Your influence on others, that power to attract and persuade others along your lines of thinking is all pronounced during this particular period. The difficulty you've had in relationships is highlighted by Saturn in your 5th house now. That also moves stationary direct on the 21st, and on the 22nd, Uranus moves in retrogression. So these are two diametrically opposed forces, one in your career sector, one in your romance sector. So you're going to be split down the middle here in terms of what to focus on. I'd be saying a more responsible attitude to your relationships, and if you are in a relationship, you may need to sweep aside some of the trivia to get down to the nitty-gritty of what it is that's important in those relationships. Again, going back to that point I made on the value of things, what's important. So don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Simply get down to tin tacks and look at the core issues here at this time in your life. We mentioned Venus moving to your second house earlier. On the 23rd, Sun moves there. So this is important too, because Sun is the natural ruler of your finance sector. So this is going to augment things. Be careful not to do too much. 2 planets there in the income sector can sometimes show that people will want to step up their earnings by taking on a second job. Do you have the time to do that is the question. So again, this could be a matter of looking through your diary, carefully managing your time, and again, valuing one thing over another. You may have to dispose of something if you perceive that something else is going to be much more valuable. The rest of the month is pretty good. There's some good aspects, some not so good aspects. Venus again to Neptune, showing your imagination is fired up. That has to do with maybe not only spiritual matters here. These could be cultural matters as well. The 9th house, where Neptune is posited now, is stimulating a lot of your desire to learn about new cultures, history, law, and all those sort of more refined intellectual topics. We see the movement of Mars to the 5th house on the 26th. That is definitely associated with your romantic endeavours. But bear in mind, you've already got Saturn there, the slow-moving, sober and conventional one, with Mars, the pushy, passionate energy. There's going to be a bit of a conflict there, I'd say. Not immediately. We'll get onto that next month, probably around August. You'll start to feel the full impact of that. But suffice to say, for the rest of this month, a lot of energy and drive going into that area. For those of you that are into sports, this is very, very competitive, and it could give some of you the win that you're looking for. Look forward to your company again next month. In the meantime, do join me as usual at astrology.com.au, and I'll see you here next month. Bye-bye.